Today, we're introducing 3 revolutionary products of this class. An iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. Are you getting it? These are not 3 separate devices. This is one device. And we are calling it iPhone.
A vast majority of technology companies that you know of today got started in Silicon Valley. The household brands like Google, PayPal, Salesforce, Twitter. So one of the questions I get all the time as a founder and a CEO working in Silicon Valley these days, especially after COVID, where remote work and living everywhere, whether it's anywhere in the US or anywhere in the world, has really taken off, is should you still move to San Francisco? Is it still worth it? Is it really the tech hub of the world? And I don't know if this is the right question to ask broadly. I think it really depends on what you're interested in, what you're looking to get out of the city that you live in, frankly. For context, I grew up in Tennessee and moved to San Francisco when I was 16 after landing a full-time software engineering job at a small startup. That's now a pretty massive, popular company called Segment and was acquired by a publicly traded company called Twilio. And what I found living in San Francisco is a couple things. One, if you're interested in tech, I still do strongly believe that San Francisco is the place to be. Having been to a bunch of cities around the world as well as in the US, there's really no cities that have the same level of tech culture as well as interest and just huge concentration of people interested in technology. Even with remote work, there's a huge concentration of people interested in this stuff in the city and in the suburbs around it in Silicon Valley. So I think if you are really, really passionate about technology, or if you want to think about starting your own software company in the future or looking for co-founders or investors, I still strongly feel that San Francisco and Silicon Valley as a whole is the place to be. Obviously, California has its amazing things about it, San Francisco included, the nature, all the different activities, the mix of both areas that are more chill and more city-like, but comes with its downside as well, namely cost of living, taxes, and so forth. So what makes San Francisco so different from a technology world perspective? One, it's the birthing place of most notable technology companies across the US and even globally. That ranges from pure technology companies, hardware companies, software companies, mobile apps like DoorDash, SaaS companies like High Touch, my own startup. And what you'll find here is rarely do I meet people who ended up in Silicon Valley in the last 10 years at least by accident. Most people came here for a job, for work, for an interest in technology, or to progress their careers. I think probably the biggest thing that separates San Francisco from other cities, if you're interested in starting startups in a technology company, is just the number of the ease of meeting both people who are on the investing side or venture capital side, as well as other people looking to start companies and are looking for co-founders. I met my co-founders in a 10-person hacker house type thing in San Francisco. Not the most usual way to meet your co-founders. And it wasn't my intention either. But that's just the beauty of San Francisco in some ways. You can just really run into people who change the rest of your career or lives. So what are things you should keep in mind if you do decide to move to San Francisco to pursue your tech dreams like I did? One suggestion I'd have pretty strongly, honestly, is if you're in the life stage that permits it, I would really recommend finding roommates. Number 2 thing I would say is that, San Francisco won't be a magic bullet, right? Just because you move to a tech city doesn't mean you'll automatically be successful in tech. It's a hard-working environment around here. There's a lot of people who are ambitious and passionate about the same things, and I think that means it's actually naturally competitive. You will need to work super hard to stand out here, and you should always just be looking at what can you learn from others and taking it with a positive lens. Lastly, don't take things transactionally, right? When you're in San Francisco, you're going to meet a lot of people from a personal standpoint that might be professional connections down the line, but you don't need to always be thinking in that sort of mode. Sometimes when you're in the city of San Francisco, everything's work, 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 but just take a step back, relax, enjoy the California nature and environment, and think about this as a good place to live long-term and the benefits of that. So some closing thoughts. I do want to caveat, you don't need to move to the Bay Area or San Francisco or Silicon Valley to start a successful company or to get into technology. MailChimp is a great example of this. I think they were sold for billions, maybe around 10 billion to Intuit in the last couple of years, and they were bootstrapped and built in Atlanta, actually. If you are really passionate and interested in San Francisco and are willing to put up with some of the downsides around high cost of living or maybe the concentration of people that are interested in technology, if you want more diversity in terms of interests, other places could be good. But if you do really want that, San Francisco does offer the most opportunities for anything tech related.